Okay, so this video is going to demonstrate how to draft the basic flared skirt. This is in your book on page 241. So let's see here. So figure 1, we need to trace the slopers. I have a photocopy of them, so I'm ready to go. And so now they want us to draw lines from our dart points to the hem lines parallel with center front lines. So here's my center front. So I want to make sure when I draw straight down that my ruler is parallel with center front, meaning I don't want it at an angle. That would not be ideal. So to get it straight up and down, just make sure it's parallel with center front. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's one. Let's do the other one. So I'm making sure that now this line is going to be parallel with the one I just drew. So I'm kind of lining it up under my clear ruler. Great. And then on the front, is that the one I'm working on? Yes. They also want us to put the letter A and B around the line we just drew. Only on the front for some reason. Okay, great. So now let's do the same to the back. Here's my center line. I want to make sure the line I draw is going to be parallel to it. Great. Now I will make sure the next line I draw is parallel to the one I just drew. There. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm ready to move on to figures 3 and 4. They want us to cut our slash lines to, but not through, the dart points. Okay. Right up to my dart point. There's one slash line. There's another one. Okay, now the next step is to close our darts and tape them shut. Okay, so I'll start with my front. Now look what happens when I close my dart. Do you see some flare kicking out? Kind of exciting, right? Let's close the other dart. And ooh, even more flare. Okay, let's do the same to the back. Okay, great. Now they want us to trace this to paper. So I'm going to start with the center front to trace. Our grain line is still here at center front. So you might want to just write the word center front or initials so that we know. Ready. Okay, so I'm going to trace this. Should probably use a ruler. Ah. I'm not gonna trace this part right now. Oh, well, I guess I can. Okay, this is A, and then this part is B. Okay, I'm gonna take it off. Okay, so now they want us to establish front and back A shape at the side using 1/2 of the AB space. Instructions are given on how to do this in the previous sample in our book, the basic A-line skirt, and then blend. So basically what they want us to do, they want us to add even more flare at our side seam, and they want us to blend it to the hip. They say measure this space between A and B, divide it by half, and then add that much space over here, and then kind of blend it to our hip so it has even more flare. So it looks like the spacing is about 1.5 inches. Half of that is 3/4 inch. Okay, and then we're gonna blend that to the hip line. There we go. This line was my error when I did bad tracing, so I'm gonna delete it. Okay, and then we can clean up our hemline as well. Kind of smooth that out a little bit. Okay, and this should be a right angle, 90-degree angle. Great. So this is our front skirt. I guess this is our fold, center, front, fold, also our grain line. Okay. Cool. Okay, so now we have to do the same to the back. Okay, so I'm going to trace my back piece. Now it says it wants me to add the A shape at the side seam using the same measurement as the front. So the front we added 3/4 inch. So we'll do the same, adding 3/4 inch and then having that blend to the hip. And then we will go ahead and clean up our hemline again. Okay, it's a little messy there. Okay. Okay, great. So I should label this. We're going to cut 2. We'll put the zipper in the back. Let's add our green line. Okay, and we're gonna cut it out and compare it to the front. So under figure 5, they take the front and they put it on top of the back. Okay. And then they note that it looks like our front skirt actually kicks out more than our back skirt does. You kind of notice that. So they're saying to balance this skirt, instead of having this guy, you remember initially we kicked it out 3/4 inch? They're saying have them kind of meet in the middle. So the difference is 3/8. So they want this hem to come in half of that, which is 3/16, and they want this hem to come out 3/16. So that way the hems meet at the same, and you just blend it to the hip, and that will balance our skirt. And then the waist, it's okay that they're different because the waist shapes are different, so we just leave that. We're not going to do anything different there. And you know what, I'm not going to make you do that for this notebook sample just because it's a little guy, but I did want to just talk about their technique for balancing the side seam. They basically just want the hem to kick out at the same spot. So yeah, but that's it. So I'm not going to do that, but I am going to finish labeling my pieces and I guess cut it out for a test fit. Now, they didn't have me do a facing, but I mean, we could do a facing ourselves, or for the test fit, I guess I could leave it raw edge. It's fine. It's up to you guys. But yeah, that's it. When sewing up your flared skirt, it's very important to pay attention to the grain line in order to get the most effect from your flare. So I folded my fabric parallel to the grain line, right on the, not parallel, I guess on the grain line. I guess parallel kind of makes sense. And then make sure the back also, the grain line is parallel with, you know, your selvage. It's actually on the grain line. That way it'll kick the correct way. This sample, when I sew it up, it is just a notebook sample. So you know what? They didn't have us draft a facing, and we've already done that with the last 2 notebook samples anyways. So I'm only gonna put seam allowance on my side seams, and I'm only gonna sew my 2 side seams together just to see what it looks like. But if this was a skirt that I was actually gonna wear, of course I would wanna draft the facing and add seam allowance everywhere, add a hem, all that good stuff. But we're just sewing this up to check out the fit. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do.